Right. Let's get with the anthem, please.
I believe I can. I believe I am. I believe I can. रखत कदम हवाओं पे चल रहा है फिजाओं पे आ रहा हूँ मैं आसमां है नजर सितारों पे उड़ चला हूँ मैं आ रहा हूँ मैं जी रहा हूँ मैं जिंदगी उड़ चला हूँ मैं आ रहा हूँ मैं जी रहा हूँ मैं जिंदगी खुद पे भरोसा है मुझको कि हर मंजिल को पहचान मेरी चाह दूँ ताक दूँ राह में जिंदगी को रोशनी उड़ चला हूँ मैं आ रहा हूँ मैं जी रहा हूँ मैं जिंदगी उड़ चला हूँ मैं आ रहा हूँ मैं जी रहा हूँ मैं जिंदगी I believe I can. I believe I am. I believe I can. जीने का मुझको जुनून है, जीने की अपने सुकून है, अपना मुझे कोई होश है। कहाँ जीता हूँ, हर एक पल में जिसका है, हर एक पल में अपना है, कोई होश है। अब मैं चला उड़ा हूँ, ये हौसला ना हो कम, अब तो लिखूँ मैं तकदीरें, है रूह में इतना दम। जी रहा हूँ जिंदगी।
Hi guys, welcome to EDP Masters. And my lovely Kingdomites and EDPians, welcome to one more beautiful session of EDP Masters. And today we have a guest, very phenomenal in the field what the person has chosen for himself. It's a very beautiful moment for me also because I don't know whether he knows it or not. I think I've shared with him, but he was 1 year senior to me in my college in first Pew, second Pew when we both were in Wadia College, Pune. And from that time, I've always admired the kind of physique he always used to have. Sort of what height, what body, and when you see, I don't know, you're not able to see him entire picture, but I'll ask him if he can stand for all of us and give a pose to us because he's a fabulous fitness instructor. And when I always admire body ho to aisa hona chahiye. And then after 2 years, then I left from Pune, and then my journey came and finished. And again, 5 years back, again I met him, and by the time I met him, he had been into phenomena in fitness and fitness studios, and he's been brilliant. Somebody again today going to have witness rags to riches story. Somebody with a very humble background today. He's a big name in the entire state of Maharashtra, and maybe everybody who's a fitness freak knows about this man. From one club, fitness club, to 30 fitness clubs in last 15 years in 16 cities, from 5,000 square feet to 50,000 square feet, from 20 fitness trainers to 500 fitness trainers, and from 500 members to 60,000 fitness freak members. Please welcome today's EDP guest with us on EDP Masters, Abhimanyu Sable from Apps Fitness. Abhimanyu, welcome to EDP Masters. It's so wonderful to see you. पूरा screen में तो आ गया यार.
What a beautiful introduction. I'm so blessed and so happy to be here. I've always been following you, and you've been an inspiration for me too, and so many people around. Lovely. Thank you for calling me here. It's my pleasure. I hope I can add value to this entire program of yours.
Definitely. Hey guys, just see if you can find an Abhimanyu's full size poster. कुछ रहेगा तो निकल के इसको तो ढूंढते टाइम निकल जाएगा. So Abhimanyu, the way this happens, this entire program is done for my management students in the college, where we all have a EDP program. It's an entrepreneur development program. So basically, it's all about entrepreneur, nothing about entrepreneurship. So how entrepreneurs think. So basically, the idea of these interviews are to peep into the mind of an entrepreneur. Business to sab karte hai, but businessman is more important in business than the business. So that is how the whole thing will happen. So as I discussed with you, you don't know what questions will come, nor I know what will happen here. Suspense, thriller, and all that action will happen. And from our discussion, whatever you share with me and this discussion, if I infer something that is important for my boys and girls, I'll just summarize in the language which they understand, and we continue the whole talk. So one more time, welcome to EDP Masters with Deepak the Inspiration, and right now with me is Abhimanyu Sable from Apps. We actually give something like Soren gift like this to people there. That's why I asked you, where do you stay in Pune? But this because it's completely done, we couldn't do that. So a cup like this, a mug like this, as a Soren gift from us, will be sent to you moment lockdown will open. But that's the trademark for all of us. So Abhimanyu, starting with something very simple to go. So I will actually take you into a lot of memory lanes of your past. So when very few people even dare. Okay, today it is a become big business for fitness and all these things. But way back, 1990, 392, something you would have began your life, 1991, because you're 1 year senior to me.
Yes.
So 1991, somewhere you would have begun your life. Not to not do any work and straight away become a fitness freak that time and tell your parents that I want to bring my living out of exercising. Of course, your dad would have been inspiration for you to exercise, but exercise fitness as a living. How did you justify to your parents कि मैं body building से या exercise करके या trainer बन के मैं खाना खा लूँगा, मतलब you will be able to feed your life. So how did you justify to your parents?
I could not justify it. In the initial stage, it was very, very challenging because understand forget about exercising. People, only 1% of Indian population exercises today. Only 1%. And that people, if they want to take a career in fitness, nobody had heard about when I started in 1991. So my parents and all used to ask me, what are you planning to do in life? I said, I love it. And my dad used to always tell me, exercise, exercise. And when I was to exercise, and as you mentioned, that people used to appreciate me and then they look at me, and then I used to say, wow, man, I feel good. And then I took this as a profession, just as a trainer. But it was not an easy journey, because first of all, when you look at any job, it was not paying. Okay, it was not a well paid job. So the only satisfaction I used to get was those beautiful satisfaction of 29 days of work. Most of the people get satisfaction on the 30th day when they get that salary in hand. And that dissatisfaction used to have only when I get that salary in hand. My starting salary was $800 as a trainer. But that's what entrepreneurs are built through passion. That passion word is very commonly used. You have to understand passion to its depth. According to me, passion is something which you cannot sleep. You need to go crazy, go so deep. And I was going so deep into fitness and health, and that money was not a motivation factor for me. I used to just calculate that these 8 hours are the best 8 hours of my entire day. And I want to make sure that this becomes my entire life. So I was completely satisfied. I was completely convinced. But to convince my parents was very, very tough. Today, I have 500 professionals working for me, along with me as fitness professionals. Today, even after 30 years, there is a challenge. There is a doubt of a trainer. They come and tell me in Marathi, sir, मुलगी देत नाही कोण, मी ट्रेनर आहे तर मुलगी मिळणार नाही. तू बँकेत असशील, तू कुठं मॅनेजमेंटचा जॉब करत असशील, तो you will get a girl. As a trainer, you won't get. So today also, there is this inhibition to us. People don't perceive that fitness is grown to almost 100 and almost in India, it's almost $5 billion industry, and people have building beautiful clubs. People are getting into clubs. So I had foreseen that, and I was lucky that I could spend these 30 years just building my own passion inwards. So yes, as you asked me, to convince my parents, it was not possible. My dad could not see that, but my mom saw that growth.
So, boys and girls, lessons to learn right now from what he said was, passion is something not very used to be a very regular term in life. It is something which takes away your sleep, and you just feel but it should not end. You should keep on doing the same thing back to back again. That's one thing. Number two, what he basically said was, when he spoke in Marathi, that when you are we are into physical training and other things, parents will not give girls. In fact, it's a very strange, Nabhimanyu. Girls will want to have somebody handsome, well-built, perfect size, and a perfect fit. एकदम physics चाहिए, but parents don't want that. They know body से पैसा नहीं कमा सकते, all these things. So it's very and 30 years back to start something where people don't even know it can be built into a profession, I think was a very, very courageous decision. So do you think, Abhimanyu, passion is something which overcomes any kind of fear or any kind of insecurity? Because 30 साल पहले to tell कि I want to build my career in fitness is like I had talim, we had kusti wala log tha. It was only talim. In that also you don't make money out of it. It is more of a service.
True.
To build that type, the huge amount of courage will be required. So, matlab, if you have somebody has tremendous passion, will it be able to overcome any kind of fear or insecurity as per you?
According to me, there's a success formula, okay, which I have applied in my life. For that success formula, passion is number one thing. If you're passion, you can find million ways to be successful. But passion itself is not going to give you success. So the success formula is equal to passion plus education plus knowledge. If you have passion, it's not going to drive you. You will stop somewhere. So you need to gather as much education as possible, as much knowledge as possible into your own passion. So when I realized that, and I was passionate enough as a trainer, and when I was started working as Holiday Inn as a trainer, the foreigners used to come and ask me, What qualification do you have to train me? On what basis can you train me? And that time I realized, and until I build that education in me, which goes with my passion, I won't be successful. That time I went to US and got certified by the American College of Sports Medicine. So passion plus education, and it does not stop there, plus constant knowledge. So you have to gather constant knowledge. It's like a doctor. Once you become an MBBS, you don't stop your learning there. You have to continuously keep learning, keep learning. Go to seminars, go to workshops, read books. So passion plus education plus knowledge is 100% success formula.
Hmm. That is what has worked for you brilliantly. So, boys and girls, the same thing we're talking about education plus personality. Success is guaranteed. That's what Kingdom College stands for. That is what I've been telling them from all the 5 years in the college. And along with education, if you have the personality, you'll be able to become successful in life. So, here again, we have a testimony of how these two combination, education alone cannot help you, and your passion, personality alone cannot help you. It has to be a beautiful combination. So, those of you who don't know, he's also an MBA. So, Abhimanyu is also completed his master's in business administration and a lot of certification. So, to keep upgrading yourself is very important. When Abhimanyu, you're working with Holiday Inn as a physical trainer, when you had the first chance to open first club in Pune, okay,
Yes.
so from a employee to become an entrepreneur, so
Right.
what shift was happened in the mind, or you were already from the beginning था कि यार एक दिन मैं खुद का फिटनेस चालू करूंगा, or it was like नहीं, let me start as a fitness trainer, then you got an opportunity. So it was an opportunity which you took as an to become get into entrepreneurship, or it was a strategy कि पहले मैं 2-3 साल के मैं fitness में काम I'll be a fitness instructor trainer and then I will become an entrepreneur. So this shift from employee to an entrepreneur, ये कब कैसे होता है, and what were the thoughts changed in your mind that time?
See, if anybody wants to grow in life, I think there has to be a thought process and a belief in yourself. I can do something crazy into my own field where I love. For becoming an entrepreneur was never a thought process for me, but going through that period of learning and working from a trainer to a assistant manager to a personal trainer, going through that grinding is very, very important. If anybody who just wants to become an entrepreneur today and take the jump without that knowledge and that background of ground level work, it's going to be very challenging. So for me, the first 15 years I spent only on doing ground level work, just as a trainer, servicing people, understanding sales, understanding marketing, understanding investment, understanding finance, talking to people, how business happens. Because I'm a first generation of entrepreneur. There's no background of business in my family, so I was learning through the work. And there is always, everybody who works in this anywhere always have this desire and dream to have something of their own, and then everybody desires, and that should be the desire everybody should have. And that's the time when I start feeling, oh, I can build my own brand. And that time the concept of abs came into picture, but it doesn't come immediately. There has to be a lot of groundwork, a lot of thought process, a lot of going through that grinding of understanding each and every job profile of your own field.
So the preparation part went for you for 15 years. Matlab, the foundation for apps happened for 15 years. You kept doing all the groundwork there. So
Yes.
now if when you get into entrepreneur, as you become an entrepreneur, so for you, what was there? Because one more thing which is very strange with professionals like yoga teacher or a fitness instructor or a doctor, this is once I guess this you can definitely you define this whole idea, but I'm going to speak to you. But I have always seen moment the person who is building his body, he builds his body, does a fitness trainer's program, get a certificate, and comes to job. I'm not even talking about entrepreneur. I'm talking about somebody becoming a fitness trainer. After that, I have seen their personal workouts becomes less because they are more bothered about more focusing on the client or the people who are the members who are there, उनका देखना है, तो खुद का body कम. So even as a job, when you pick up, the focus on your body goes. I have seen people after they become fitness trainer, उनका खुद का पेड़ आ जाता है, वो आता है. And for you, it's not even the job. You became an entrepreneur to start the club, and then you keep expanding every year. Now, then how do you balance your personal development and other people? Because you are giving everybody body, muscles, fitness, stretching, everything. At the same time, you also have to ensure you don't go down, because moment your health goes or your fitness goes and you have a tummy and you are fluffy, then you are actually the face of the company. Then, so how do you manage this both? Is it important to take care?
Every entrepreneur is a personal brand. And for me, the personal brand is me. And people, initially when I was a trainer, people used to come to me just to look at me, get trained by me, get inspired by me, get motivated by me, only through watching me. I always feel a trainer is like a charger. He charges a discharge mobile. A discharge mobile is a participant. So unless and until you are a charged person, you are the brand, people look up to you, how can you charge someone? So unless and until I look myself and I am the living example of what I'm preaching, how can people accept me? So first of all, every person who, as an entrepreneur, if he's preaching something, if he's into some industry or services or product, he has to first be so convinced using that product or service. For me, fitness is a service which I was selling to and teaching people. And I am experiencing that myself convinces more people, and they trust me more. Oh, this guy is almost 51, 52 years old. He's been done this for 30, 31 years. He's living an example. He's telling me to eat this. He's telling me to work out this. He's doing that. I am following it, because then they believe. Then the trust comes into the brand. So any trainer who's not doing that will never be able to build a brand, because the trust will never be built in that brand. So whatever you're preaching, whatever you are connecting to a member, and what's your message to the entire world is, are you living by it day by day? Day by day, are you living by it? And that's been amazing with me. Not only with me, but whenever I teach my fitness trainers and tell them, I always tell trainers that maybe you started your job as an iPhone 4. You cannot remain at iPhone 4. You have to go to iPhone 11 Pro. Keep on adding features, keep on adding new things, keep on making it better and better and better. And there's no guarantee that at 11 Pro you're going to stop. From there also you have to go to 12 and 13 and 14. So if I am applying this as my own personal brand, then the growth is continuous.
So very important lesson again to listen from Abhimanyu is this. One, lot of entrepreneurs make one mistake is they do a lot of investment in the business, but they forget to invest on their personal growth also, personal development also. It can be in terms of knowledge, it can be in terms of business, it can be in terms of anything. Without the person or the entrepreneur not developing himself or herself, only developing the enterprise is nowhere going to take you, because at one time when it's something as simple as I'll just give example from his workplace only. When right now I am capable of lifting, let's say 5 kg dumbbell in my hand. That is what I start with, let's say, or 2 kgs or 3 kgs or 5 kg I start with. Now, without developing my muscles, I can't grow from 5 to 10 kgs or 10 to 20 kgs. Now, what mistake happens? Here I understand, because physically I'm incapable of lifting that 20 kgs without building my muscles or building my muscle mass. But what happens in business is, most of the entrepreneurs, they start putting more and more weight by adding more and more money or investing more money in the business, but their muscles of their own, that is their mental muscles, emotional muscles, personal muscles, they have not developed, and suddenly they have a big business on their head. In that stress, they collapse, either mentally, emotionally, or physically. That's the issue. That's what basically is trying to tell all of us is, at one end, you have to develop your business, but for that to happen, first you should be a brand example. You should be leading by example, not simply giving advice to everybody. So once you are able to connect with what you're offering, and people can relate that this man who is telling us this, giving us this, is also using it and also enjoying it, benefiting of it, the kind of trust you build is a fabulous way of building a beautiful brand. And that's what I think he has been doing for all these 15 years. Brilliant. Just one second. Can we get some pictures of? I want to because I don't want to waste your time right now scrolling. I'm telling my team old pictures कुछ रहेगा तो दिखाने के लिए. You have something?
I want to add something what you said right now. You know, fitness has to be an integral part of everybody's life. Fitness and health. I always believe there's only one assured asset which everybody owns. That is your own body. One assured. There's no assurance. No assurance of all your materials. No assurance of your expensive car, your houses. No assurance of your relationships. But there's one assured assurance of one material what you possess is your own body. And this is going to stay with you till your last breath. And all the desires what you have in your life, or everything what you achieve, this body is going to take you there. How can you neglect your body? So 1 hour to yourself. What I'm driving here right now is every entrepreneur, if he's investing that 1 hour on his health, the number one benefit of that investment is feeling of well-being. That feeling of well-being. And that feeling of well-being is very important for an entrepreneur to be successful, because he's a source of energy to the entire organization. I remember when I went for a first interview of my life, I did push-ups. I did 200 push-ups. And I went to meet Zulfikar, my first job at Hotel Sagar Plaza, because I always feel that exercise builds tremendous confidence in you. Tremendous. And then if an entrepreneur, whatever field he's doing, as you said, he invests so much into his business, invests so much into everything. But what about investing in him? If he invests that 1 hour, believe me, this 1 hour is going to give him so much back. So invest that time, because you are the most important person in your own organization.
Correct. Hey, since you are there already there, I don't know if मिलेगा. So at least that much I think freedom I have to ask you is थोड़ा बाइसेप दिखा सकता है क्या वहाँ से? At least उसको दिखा सकता है ना?
Not this. Now, my job is to make people's body. Now, I've been making mine, but I get inspired when people in the club. And understand, exercise is not about muscles and six packs and all. Exercise is all about feeling good. Exercise is all about feeling alive. You know, most people perceive exercise or fitness movement as pain, effort, punishment, because they think that it's sweat. You know, punishment bhi school mein milna hai, so they'll give you jogging and they'll give you push-ups. You know, in the pandemic also, the police were giving punishment that push-up karo and squat karo. You know, all that stuff. Exactly. So exercise perception is pain. So I've been working on so many years and adding fun into exercise and exertainment, exercise and entertainment, and telling people that exercise is the best getaway, the best getaway. And I tell people, and I'm telling everybody here right now, exercise should be like going on a date with your own self. 1 hour with myself. Smell good, feel good, look good, and tell yourself, ये घंटा मेरे लिए. 1 hour is for myself. मैं बाकी का सब, everything is on the side. 1 hour to me, and now this 23 hours I can spend on my family, I can spend on my business, and then the output will be beautiful.
Absolutely. And I want all of you, once again, I want all of you who are watching this right now to know that, see, this is an entrepreneur session where I am asking questions on entrepreneurship, but I want you to know that we have a man right now, every question which I'm asking him to probe into his entrepreneur's mind, what is coming out of him is only his passion. He's again and again coming back to exercise, fitness, health. That's what he represents. So which means when you know you are the product, when you know what you do, you believe in. So irrespective of what business you do, you get so passionate about what I talk about. So that's what is very visible, which is may not be realizing it, but even if it's an program for entrepreneurs, it's all about his health, his exercise, his fitness, his feels and looks. That's what is very, very important. That's where the passion comes. So he's a classic example of passion at display. So this is a display of passion to all of you guys. That's what I'm actually sometimes, I try to teach people like that how should be passionate. But I think there are few people whom I can show, and that is called passion. So I can write a point of finger saying what is
Thank you.
passion for fitness. That is what Abhimanyu is. So Abhimanyu, I have very lot of things to learn from what you're speaking right now. They always should say that health is wealth. Okay, but when they say health is wealth, does not mean the healthiest person in the world is the wealthiest person. ऐसा नहीं होता है. So the very
True.
again lesson to learn from Abhimanyu is this: because you are healthy and fit, you live longer than anybody else. Not only longer than anybody else, but you live disease-free, sick-free life. So you're always at the peak of your efficiency and productivity. So you are able to work more than anybody else, longer than anybody else, and earn more than anybody else. That is how health becomes wealth. So when say health is wealth,
True.
does not mean if health was wealth, then every fitness instructor will be the wealthiest man in the world. Every will be the wealthiest person in the world. ऐसा नहीं होता है. Basically, when you are healthy,
नहीं.
you live longer and fitter and better than anybody else, so you can make more money. And here we have example where for him, I can actually give example. Health is wealth means somebody who took care of his health has given him all the wealth in the brand called apps. So the kind of expansion that has happened. So getting into Pakka entrepreneur's thought process right now. When you started the first club of yours, okay, now we have 30, now 30 will become 300, it won't excite you. But when you start the first one, after 15 years of hard work and preparation, to take that step, and especially when you say that first itself was difficult to convince your dad and mom ki from by fitness trainer I'll have my living, and then to tell I'm going to put money. See, people like you and me, we come from a working class, so there अपने को बस पैसा आना है, जाना नहीं चाहिए ना. Nothing should go. They don't understand the perspective of investment. So for you to tell your family कि मैं खुद का business शुरू करने वाला हूँ, and first thing which comes in people like our family says business करेगा, नुकसान हो गया तो, डूब गया तो, that is the first thought. डूब गया तो नहीं हुआ तो क्या होगा ना, especially a business like model like yours. So again, what were the initial thoughts to convince? Because क्या, it's very easy to convince yourself, Abhimanyu, कि मेरे को business करना है, but it's difficult to convince people with whom you are living to tell I'm going to do something which none of you have ever done. So that time again to take a step, I want to be an entrepreneur to start. So what fight happened within you and what was the difficult outside? Can you just speak on this? Because a lot of my boys and girls also come from the same. Few of them are family business, but few of them will be first time entrepreneur. So उनको भी ये थोड़ा मिल जाएगा मौका समझने के लिए आपके दिमाग से, तो please.
The smartest entrepreneur is that person who does not invest. Smartest entrepreneur. He should not invest. His investment is his brand. His investment is his mind. His investment is what he did that work, what he gets on a platter, what he gets on the table. I did not invest a single rupee when I started my first gym. Did not. The entire investment was 1.5 crore, but I did not put a single rupee in it. I took 10% sweat equity. Sweat. I'm going to put in my time. I'm going to put in my energy. This brand belongs to me. And you will get 90%, I'll get 10%. And that's how I build. So that first 15 years, which I was working, was building my 10% equity. Exactly. I had no money to put in. I come from a chawl, my room was 20 by 20. So forget asking my parents. I myself had no friends who can give me that money. Right. So, but what you could do is build your name to such extent that if you go to anybody with any plan, people will believe in you. So your base has to be very strong. You need to be genuine into your passion. You need to be very, very true to what you're doing. And then people will believe you. Because people know that once you're true, once you're passionate enough, you'll put in that effort. So for first 15 years was an effort. And then I'm not going to put any money. You put in money. I do the work. And if anybody is doing this, according to me, he's the smartest entrepreneur. Putting money from your own pocket and then having that doubt of losing that money, no way. You get the money from people, convince people to get put in money, and convince them that you are the right person, you are the right brand, you are the right product, and you will work and put effort. And from that 10%, how to own 100% of that company, you need to work towards it. And that's what I did. In 2005, I started abs with 10% equity. And in 2010, 11, in 4.5, 5 years, I bought the entire company. So without putting a single rupee, an entrepreneur, if he can do it and then work towards owning that entire company, I think that should be the plan.
Absolutely. I absolutely agree with you. And that's what I believe in. And that's what I live my life also. I think is a very, very important lesson what we have learned just now from Abhimanyu. Just to remind all of you guys, we're on EDP Master this time with Abhimanyu Sabal from Apps, Fitness, and my lovely Kingdom Minds and EDPs. Abhimanyu, it's exactly half an interval पे आ गए हम लोग 30 मिनट हो गए अपन लोग बात करके. So we will take a very customary traditional break for 5 minutes. But we will not. We will be there only. Usually, what happens? I believe my life is my cup of tea, so I have tea in this 5 minutes break. But since we have not been able to deliver this cup to you because of lockdown nationwide, so you don't have this cup with you. So I am also not going to have my cup of tea today. So I will also have no tea. But we can have chat just like that, so that we will have so people will take a small break if they want to take a break of chai, pani कुछ पीना रहेगा तो कर सकते हैं. But if you want to have a sip of, I don't know what, builder लोग तो protein shake ही पीते हैं, तो I don't know what will.
No,
So
I'll have warm water, okay?
If you want to take a, अगर पानी भी नहीं पीना तो आप पी सकते हैं. 5 minutes will very casual talk with you, very personal talk with you, and then we'll again pick up the whole thing with a small video promo. So right now,
Okay.
we have been meeting after a long time now. This we had once met in Pune and now we are meeting here. So when this very very casual talk is there. So when you have a personality like that and you are in the college and you're fitness week from there, so how do you deal with that female fan attention and you make it as a career? Everywhere you go with that body, you walk everywhere, no, and people keep. And beautiful thing about when you have a great body at 50, 51, no, leave apart women, even men look at you. So men also admire your body. Men also admire your body. So does it goes into head or does it go into the gym? Where does it go then? So how do you deal with it?
No. See, people recognize you with something, that gives you that becomes your strength, but that should not get into your head. You need to recognize that and accept it and appreciate that people are accepting you this way, and that's how you need to keep working. And that's what you need to understand. This is my biggest strength. I cannot lose in it. People are appreciating me in this. Why should I lose in this strength? And keep on working on that strength. So if someone tells me that, oh, at this age you're looking great, it inspires me. It inspires me. Well, thank you so much. I really like, and you should also do it. And then it inspires me that people are looking up to me as a source of information, source of energy towards them to exercise. So I also get involved into more exercises. So in this lockdown, I'm more active than what I was not. Earlier, I have a house and I have an outdoor which I keep jogging. I do almost 2 kilometers in my house itself, and then I do some push-ups and sit-ups. So see, for me, I have not done anything in my life except health and fitness. There's no other business I've ever done. The only thing I was born to do was this, and I'm so grateful. So unless I invest that on myself, how can I tell people to do it?
Exactly. Once again, I think we have got some pics of you. Let's have that display with Milta hai to dekhta hai. Guys, you can just watch Abhimanyu Sabal in action or what it is. That's Abhimanyu Sabal for all of you. In total, top to bottom. Yes, can we have few more? Or that's it?
Yeah, this was just 6 months back.
जो दिखता है वही बिकता है ना. This is very important. Yes.
Yeah.
You never thought of movies, huh? कभी मन नहीं करता?
I know. I'm not.
Yeah, one second.
I've not done anything.
I means Abhimanyu. This is your photo, Abhimanyu. I think I was expecting. Okay. Then we have that's it. Okay.
This one,
This is not you, no?
yeah.
This is you.
This is me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so
This
much.
was this is a new gym. This is a new gym. Abs Beyond to. This is India's largest fitness club, spread across 50,000 square feet.
Wow. Guys, that's the scope.
Yeah.
All of Darshan Kataria, if you're watching this, I have a boy in my college who is right now must be watching. Definitely, he's watching this. He's Darshan. He's also very freak about fitness and all these things. He want to be right now a trainer. So definitely, I'll send him to you after he's getting over with this. So my question was: you never get offered, or you never felt like going into movie industry? Is it Mumbai is there for you? Pune is there for you? So I never felt body has my thing also.
No,
Full
no.
force.
We train film stars in a Mumbai club. You know, we have two clubs in Mumbai, in BKC and Kandivali. We train film stars there. Most of the film stars come there, and the cricketers. Now, I never thought about that. You know, I always thought about inspiring people, teaching people, and that gives me so much of satisfaction. And as you said, no, through anything I talk, I drive everything towards what I believe into. So everything is towards fitness and health, and to build that into a business. So that's the biggest strength of an entrepreneur. The biggest strength of an entrepreneur is that he loves it. He's so passionate that not a single day in his life he'll ever feel he's working. Even if there are challenges, it's not like we open clubs and we don't close. We have closed more clubs also. It's not like there's no challenges. But that
Exactly.
closing down is also fun. The closing down is also fun because there's so much passion involved into your field that everything looks so beautiful and so passionate. And then you dive so deeper and you're enjoying the process.
Absolutely.
Most people as entrepreneurs, when they choose a field only as just to gain some maybe fame or gain money, as they say na isme zyada paisa hai, let's earn this or let's put in. Then when there are challenges, then their faith, their belief in that field is shaky. It
Absolutely.
becomes shaky. So they drop out. Most of the people, Array, I'll drop this business, now I'll take this business. Now I'll drop this business, I'll take this field. No, passion never dies. Passion never dies. If you're passionate, it has to continue. You cannot say, "Ye passion aaj ho gaya, now tomorrow I have this passion." It has to be like continuous,
Absolutely.
continuous. You know.
So basically, what Abhimanyu is driving to tell all of you is when you say you are passionate about something, then doesn't matter success or failures. Irrespective of success, irrespective of failures, irrespective of profits, irrespective of lesser profits or no profits or sometimes losses, you continue with your
Yeah.
passion, and that's the common thing. फिर ऊपर नीचे होता रहता है, but you keep driving yourself. That is
Yeah.
called passion, irrespective. So it's actually
Yeah.
beyond success, beyond failures, beyond profits, beyond money. It just continues. Then you can say it's true passion. Just because some setbacks, some failures, some losses, you choose to not pursue your passion. It was never a passion.
Yeah.
It was giving pleasure to you.
True.
Sometimes which died. Is what basically saying. Dipuni will have a small video presentation of next program. So एक promo रहेगा just 2-3 minutes का, just so we'll watch together and we'll continue our interview. Just enjoying this passion with you. Yes, guys, can we have?
Okay.
Yeah. So I just explained to you after this promo what is it all about. In fact, I was
Okay.
thinking watching this, you can fit into the other part of the program also. Let's see. Are you ready with?
Okay.
To add fizz of motivation. to add fizz of motivation to your day. Every morning, I'll be there. 9 minutes motivation at 9 a.m. Be with me. Welcome back to EDP Masters with Deepak the Inspiration, my lovely Kingdomites and EDPs, and my beautiful, brilliant, powerful guest Abhimanyu Sable from Abs Fitness. Abhimanyu, the kind of focus you talk about, except for fitness and exercise, nothing else you entertain in your life. Only holding all this has taken you there. My next thing for you to ask is this: when you had your first club, and you chalu ho gaya, wo ho gaya, when you decide to go for expansion, or no, next club should come, or next two should come, next three should come, because a lot of people start with one and stay with one for lifetime, you know, and not only lifetime, uska beta bhi usi dukaan mein aata hai, uska bete ka beta bhi usi dukaan mein aata hai, generation together same shop happens. So when you had the first one, so what is it? Is it the dissatisfaction which makes you to expand, or is it the reaching out to more people that makes you expand, or it is to increase the profitability, you want to expand, or because abhi extra time pada hua hai? So what do you think for an entrepreneur? What should be that time or the moment where they should think for expansion? They should go for bigger thing or bigger place or more places or more businesses. ऐसा कोई टाइम आता है कि does it give signal कि I think we are ready for expansion? What point people should go for expansion?
No, the beautiful question. There are a lot of ways, some ways where I felt that when I was training people as a trainer, and I felt there are not many gyms where trainers like me can work. And in my first gym, I started an academy called the Abs Fitness Academy, where we were teaching people a 3 months course to become a fitness trainer. And then when we were passing out, there were hardly any gyms in 2005 around. That was the biggest inspiration for me. Can we create more gyms? Can we create more facilities where these people can work? So the inspiration came through giving employment, because I was an employee for 15 years of my life. And I remember, if I can give employment to people, they'll be so happy. And why can't I do it? That's what the biggest inspiration. Two, when we had the first club, there were so happy members. People were transforming themselves. People are changing their life. That's what exercise does to you. Once you start exercising, everything changes in life. Everything. So can we transfer this to more and more people? And then from one zone to another zone of the city, to the another third zone of the city, can we build this and make sure that this spreads? And that's how we started building a second club, and then the third club, and the entire Pune. Till today, we have almost 14, 15 clubs. So every corner of Pune, wherever we go, there's an abs member. So what inspires us? First thing is, can I give something what I got? What, as an entrepreneur today, what I got in 15 years, can I give this base and this platform to my people who wants to make a career in this? Two, through my product, if there are people who are getting benefited, can I spread these benefits to more and more people. So I think 2 is very important.
So now when you expand, again, your policy is very clear. I won't put money from my pocket. I'll put everybody from, people will invest in the entire thing. So when these people whom you are training and becoming fitness instructors with you, or you are creating them and there were no gyms for them and you open gyms. So these people, how do you, do they become co-worker or do they remain on a job or do they have ESOPs or, so how do you hold? Because a gym is, all depends upon the man who's managing the entire show there. So you can't be in every gym. In which gym you are there, you have nothing to worry about. Abhimanyu is there, people will come blindly. Now you are going to put somebody as a representation of you in apps, that zone, this zone, that zone, different zone. So these people who come, no, they can be called as manager or whatever name you give a designation. So how do you ensure that, it's a very tricky because when it comes to you, person आपके कंट्रोल में है, process भी आपके कंट्रोल में है, वो सब आपके कंट्रोल में है. When somebody goes, the person, the process, the perception what people will have about that place, nothing is in your control. Person भी कंट्रोल में नहीं है, process भी कंट्रोल में नहीं है, perception भी कंट्रोल में नहीं है, place भी अपने कंट्रोल में अपना ही है, लेकिन you don't have direct impact, no. So when somebody want to expand, how did you could manage so many clubs?
Go back to my training was for 15 years. Okay, everything is all about what you've gone through in that phase of training. 6 years of those 15 years I spent at Holiday Inn. Holiday Inn is an international hotel chain in Pune, and Holiday Inn at that time had 1,600 hotels in the world. Okay, and I was working with Holiday Inn Fitness Club, not in the hotel. Holiday Inn Fitness Club. So my training at Holiday Inn was how to build systems, how to build processes, how to build a standard operating procedure. And Holiday Inn taught me, jo Pune mein hota hai, the same thing is in Chicago, the same thing is in Dubai, the same thing is in Bangkok, the same thing is in anywhere. So all the time, that training which helped me to build my systems in my club. So first year when I started abs, and as you said, everybody starts business and they think, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this, and they think he'll do everything. He'll never grow. He'll be stationed at that dukan or that shop or that business forever. He needs to see, he needs to learn, and he needs to implement that what I am doing is good. As you said, if Abhimanyu is at one club, people will come. Okay, what good do I do? What good do I do? Set up that system, set up that process, make people like that. So can you make Abhimanyus, can you make people in 1, 2 in each club who does exactly what I do? So the training what I got in 15 years, I was imparting this training to my staff. So if you go to abs ICC, if you go to abs BBWadi, if you go to abs Magarpatta, if you go to Anand, you'll have the same system, same process, same warmth, same customer service. And that's how you can grow from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4. It's not easy. Business, when it goes from 1 to 3, and if you can manage from 1 to 3 with the same standards, then nobody can stop you. Nobody. Because when you go from 1 to 2, that time you're going to divide your time. You're going to divide your energy. You're going to divide everything. And when the first business which you started starts getting affected, then you should not go to the third at all. But once slowly, if you go to 2 and you say first is not getting affected, then go to 3 and making sure 2 are not affected, then that system is the right system. So standard operating procedures, set systems, having people like you who believe into your own thought process, who believe into your own values of customer service, then the business can grow from 1 to 2 to 30.
Brilliant. I think that's answers so many of people's doubts and questions what they must be having watching this right now. So the boys and girls very important again is going back to preparation is so very important. Don't take any job as a intermittent stop between. Every job teaches you something, and make sure wherever you work for initial few years to gain the experience, you know everything. You do, मतलब छोटे से छोटा काम लेके बड़े से बड़ा काम dil khol ke seekho, and you should absorb everything. You never know in tomorrow's business of yours or enterprise of yours, you might be needing that help. So preparation, your initial jobs, your initial bosses are the best training, best preparation for you, best homework for you. So never miss on the entire thing. And that's what he could make the most of holiday in training what he got for himself. Yeah, Biman, you want to add something to it?
The toughest job which you will get in your life in the first training, continue it. Don't leave your toughest job. If the boss is bad to you, if the boss is rude to you, if the environment is very bad, your salaries are low, you have to travel too much, hold on to that job, because that job is going to give you tremendous experience. When I was working with in America, I went to train in US, and I started working for Dunkin' Donuts. Okay, and there was a manager there in Dunkin' Donuts who was, according to me, the most toughest manager I have ever got in my life. Very rude, very rude. But I held on. I said, if I can pass this, every other job is going to be so easy. Most people have so much of ego built in the job that, hey, if this is the way, I'm going to leave the job. They go do another job. If that happens to another job, they leave the job, they go to the third job. Never do that. I remember my second job, which I took at Pune Club, and I came 10 minutes late to my work. 6 was the time. I went 6:10. And the secretary on the reception told me, Abhimanyu, get out. You cannot come 10 minutes late in front of everybody, okay? And I said, I'm sorry, sir, I will not go. He said, no, get out. This is not the way. I'm sorry, sir, this won't happen again. I won't go. Get out. I said, no. I held on. My ego was dropped. I said, no way. If this is the tough time, it's teaching me, and I will learn. From that day, not a single minute of my life, any exercise program I do, anything, I went 1 minute late. Most of the people do reverse. If a boss or someone says, get out, they say, hello, I'll go to the competitor tomorrow. I'll show you what to do. And that learning process completely pauses.
Absolutely.
So learn from your experiences, learn from your bosses, learn from your toughest job.
Absolutely, and I absolutely agree with every word you spoke. And I think I have been going through the same thing. And I always tell boys and girls in the whole college also this. On my boys and girls right now, if you're watching the whole thing right now, listen. If you think you had tough teacher and tough checking in the examination, wait till you get a tough boss. And those of you who are working, if you think you have a tough boss, you find difficult to deal with a tough boss, wait till you get married. And you'll realize it is better to have a tough boss than you have a better boss in the house. So life made the more you get tough. A very simple value which we teach is if I am tough on myself, life will be infinitely easy on me. And if I become easy on myself, life becomes very tough on me. So it's always very beautiful. In the initial few days, if you can be grilled by somebody, nothing like it. Because when your ego is punctured, flattened, broken into pieces, उसके बाद तुम बनते हो. ईगो टूटने के बाद कोई इंसान बनता है. अगर ईगो नहीं टूटता जब तक ना, तब तक इंसान नहीं बनता है. So I think those few of you have piled up ego, and especially what happens when you come from well-to-do families, when you come from a very good background, you have never seen tested. Suddenly you've been not given something, your ego get tested. I think very important point is driving is as an entrepreneur, what Steve Jobs says: stay foolish, stay hungry. As long as you can stay foolish, stay hungry, I think it's the most amazing thing you do as an entrepreneur. Thank you, Abhimanyu, for all the beautiful inputs you're giving. Now, when you have 30 clubs and you are still very strong physically, you know you are fit, and with the kind of investment on health what we have done, you know another 30-40 years to kheench lega. So then at 50, when you are 50, 51 right now, your age is, you are in the not, I won't even say you have come in the middle of the age कि तू 35-40 का ऐसे भी नहीं है. You are almost 50. Other 10 more years people will retire. By seeing you, your intensity, your energy, and the kind of physique you have, you still look like 25, 28 only. Now, how do you plan an enterprise now? Okay. So now 30 means 15 years में 30 हो गया. You straight away look like till तुम मरने तक कुछ काम छोड़ने वाला है नहीं, and doesn't look like तुम मरने वाला है. Okay, so then how do you at this 50, when you make this as an access for you, then how do you plan? When somebody at 50 knows I have health on my side, fitness on my side. I am from 0 to 30 club right now, and I have another 30 minimum prime age. 15 साल में 30 हो
Yeah.
गए, 30 more साल तो तेरे पास में 30 more years तो है. So how do you plan
Yeah.
now? Doesn't look like you are even तेरा face पे लगता नहीं कि बस हो गया ना, अभी क्या करना है, हो गया बहुत, 30 संभाले तो बहुत है.
नहीं,
So how do you plan at this age? You know, people start winding up at this age. You know, कि अभी बस इतना संभालना है.
True.
Now, how do you think
Wow.
at this age, Abhimanyu Sable as an entrepreneur in a fitness regime? Now, how do you think from here as an entrepreneur?
But see, there's always growth. A passionate person will always find more ways to do better things. You know, he's like a scientist. I always say passionate people are like scientists. They are never happy. They're never satisfied. Internally, they feel good what they've done, but passion takes you higher all the time. So making better clubs, having amazing systems, better training, getting the latest equipments, going to newer locations, do different pricing, getting different programs, getting newer diets. You know, as a passion, you're a scientist. You need to keep evolving, keep evolving. It never stops. As you said, why will I stop my passion? You know, I love it. Not a single moment of my life in last 30 years I felt I'm working. So why should I stop? Only people who were driven by money, they'll feel abhi bahut ho gaya, abhi chodo yaar.
Correct.
Only people who are driven by fame, they'll say bahut ho gaya, abhi chodo yaar. People who are driven by passion, what will they say? Bahut ho gaya? Never. Never. They'll keep driving. And what will happen is they'll take so many people along with them that the train will be full of all those passengers which are passionate like the engine driver. So that's what I'm doing. Yes, there will be some days when you have to detach yourself, but you have to leave so much of passion behind into your organization that is driven, that it becomes the engine to drive.
Right. So I want to ask, because now the way you're talking in this session, no, everybody is very zapped with क्या energy है बंदे का यार, क्या intensity है, looks like you should be successful like him. So let's talk to the wrong side of life also. Now you said 15 years 30 club बन गए हैं, but you also have your own share of failures. Some clubs बंद भी करने पड़ते हैं. So when you stop a club or a stop an outlet and you close it down because loss हो गया या कुछ भी reason हो सकता है. So that time, how do I? So I don't know how to put this question to you as an entrepreneur or as a passionate person. How do you deal with it when you get a loss, or you know what I feel is I'm so passionate about it. लोग समझ क्यों नहीं रहे यार? ये जरूरी है अपने लिए. यहाँ पे चल नहीं रहा है, मतलब क्या लोग हैं. So that time, how do you deal when you have to see a setback or a closure of a club or an outlet? Then how do you deal with that?
Never, ever, 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 ever give up on your passion. First, never, never, ever. When I took my first job, I was asked to leave. I was terminated, my first job. Okay, I'm so passionate, crazy, but I was told to leave because of some cost cutting that time. It did not broke my passion. I took another job. When I built my first club, I was amazing. When I started building my first women's only club, I built 4 women's club called Apps for Her. I started 4 on one day. That was my biggest failure. I had to close all 4 in 2 years. All 4 on one single day. So that was my first failure. It taught me that go back and correct something. Correct something. You did an attempt, you were ahead of time. Women's clubs, exclusive women's clubs were not the concept that time. The model which I worked was not the right model. The expenditure which I was working on, that the outflow was not the right outflow. So 4 clubs on one single day I had to close down. Like that, I have closed 15 clubs. If I built 30, I've already closed 15 clubs. It doesn't mean I'm not successful. It doesn't mean I have not failed. I failed miserably. But one thing what keeps in mind is my passion is never broken. Two, whatever I have to do, I have to safeguard my brand because I have nothing. I started with nothing and I have only this name which I have to safeguard. So every closure was taken with minute detailing. No, my members were left with refund. No owners were left with any rental. There was no liabilities which was not paid for. You, whatever you made, you have to put in again into your business, and then learn from that failure. Learn from it. And I have no guarantee that I'm not going to fail. I have no guarantee. So I built a 50,000 square feet club. People say, "Are you crazy? You can build." Say, I said, I have no guarantee whether I'll fail or no, but passion drives me, and to take care of the brand and that brand value drives me. So let failures come, and if there are failures, equal, no issues. The success itself will take you ahead.
Hmm. We always talk about no, Sachin Tendulkar scored 100 centuries. Okay, but put
So many
together,
failures.
but we put together, he would have played more than 300, 400, 500 matches. So in 500 matches or something like that, he has only scored 100. So it does not mean he's a failure. We still talk about his successes. Yeah, you want to add something to it, Abhimanyu?
You know, yeah. Have you taken Sachin Tendulkar's name? We have our own abs in Sachin Tendulkar Gymkhana in Bombay, where
Okay.
Sachin works out with us. He works out with us. So when we had the first club in BKC MCA in 2008, that time Sachin was playing the IPL. I think something they were playing 8, 9, 9, 10. They were playing IPL, and we were hosting the Mumbai Indians at that moment. And I saw Sachin just practicing with the coach only on the front foot, only on the front foot, only on the front foot. And then I asked the coach that why he's alone practicing for hours only on the front foot. And then I was told by the coach that in the last so many tests, he's getting LBW or bold, So he is going into that learning phase. It's not like Sachin Tendulkar has not failed. He's failed miserably. He's done zeros in first balls. So that teaches, and that taught me that, oh my God, a God, what we call in cricket, can fail and come back to ground and again work on basics and doing the front foot and doing the front foot. As entrepreneurs, we will fail. There will be instances. And it's a beautiful learning. Go back, change your model, change the concept, work out, and come back again.
Correct. Brilliant. I think I can just go on continuing with you for the entire day. But I think we have to also look at the watch right now. We are already into 12:10. So we already have 70 minutes with you. So I have last two things to discuss with you, share with you. No questions now. So one is we always, I personally believe that reading 1,000 books, it's better to have one teacher in life. At the same time, then reading 1,000 books on entrepreneurship, it is beautiful to live with an entrepreneur for a day. It will be beautiful. So if I request you for this, that once in a month, one boy or a girl from my college will come and spend one day with you in the working hours of you. The problem here is you guys working hours are from 4 o'clock in the morning. We start the whole day. पता नहीं मेरा कौन सा boy or girl उठेगा. उठते उठते barely get up in the morning. So if I ask one day every month where my EDPNs who are doing this management program with me right now, if they can get a chance to spend one day with you, working hours, they will be with you full time. आप जो बोलोगे करोगे, except lifting dumbbells, they will do everything for you and absorb from you everything about entrepreneurship, how to be an entrepreneur, all these things. So will you be able to oblige us for this?
Only if they exercise for 1 hour in that day. Otherwise, no.
1 hour that day.
They have to invest.
As per you or as per them, they should exercise.
No. See, exercise is going to be softer. Though people feel that exercise, matlab, 1 ghanta abhi marenge and then my next 7 days are gone. No, you have to stay active in that 1 hour, and I'll take care of it. That's confirmed.
Done. Then we are game for it. 1 hour exercise to spend one day with you. We are willing to pay that price. So one day in a month, as per your convenience, we will plan. This lockdown gets open. Anyway, we have a lot of entrepreneurs from Pune and that side on the EDP Masters. So I'll send a batch of people every once and whenever possible. So we'll spend one day with you. Thank you for this. So we have booked you for 2-3 years No, you're done with you. Number one. Number two, if these boys and girls were your younger siblings and they come to you asking, Abhimanyu, we want to start our own business, we want to be an entrepreneur. So what is it that you will tell them if they were your younger brother or sister? कि भैया अगर entrepreneur बनना है, तो this is what I want to tell you. So what is that you want to tell? Last couple of minutes for you, Abhimanyu.
One thing only I'll tell them, that for any business to sustain, for any individual entrepreneur to sustain, he needs to be amazing. He himself or she himself. And that can be done only through activity, physical activity. Invest time on your own self. Invest time on taking care of your own self. Confidence will come out. Your health is most important. Well, once your health is important, you're passionate, you're going to drive a business. But if you're not going to take care of your health, boss, koi bhi success useless hai. All successes are going to be useless if you're not going to enjoy that success. So first, take care of yourself. Invest that time. One thing I'll tell the entrepreneur. Two, it's a beautiful journey. Entrepreneur is a beautiful journey. Don't take entrepreneurship only because there is some benefit of money or fame. Take up only if you love it. And if you don't know if you love it, find out what you love. Do groundwork. What you love, for example, you love working into a field of education, or you love field of aviation, or love field of hotel hospitality. Spend groundwork there. Drop yourself down, go to the grassroots level and start working from there upward. That is the best training. No books can teach you what that practical experience can teach you. And then make up your plan and then build your brand. From day one, start dreaming about your brand. Think about your name of the brand. For example, Kingdom College must be thought well. Abs thought well. So every entrepreneur today, right now, write what brand you should have. Make that logo. Make that thing and dream every night that ye mera life hai, ye mera life hai. This is what I want to do. And 100% you'll have a beautiful brand.
Thank you so much. It was an amazing input. And boys and girls, if you can relate with what he's saying, that is what you have to build yourself in the whole thing. Thank you, Abhimanyu. It was wonderful last 75 minutes with you. Thank you, guys. Just to remind all of you, we're on EDP Masters. This time with Abhimanyu Sabri from Apps and my lovely Kingdomites from Kingdom College and my lovely EDPNs. Abhimanyu, waiting for lockdown to open to meet you back in Pune. And since
Yes.
we when I come to Pune, my program happen in MCCI only. So every time I'm in Pune, I make sure I go to apps, use your washroom, and come back. So I've always been in touch with you somewhere. This time, definitely look forward to see you. Thanks for
Okay, thank you.
online with EDP Master just on a phone call. The moment the lockdown open, one beautiful sovereign mug of EDP Masters will be sent to you by courier or by Dunzo. जो भी होगा मिलेगा. All the wishes, all the vibrations, all the energy of me, my college boys and girls of this last 75 minutes for you to begin afresh, big numbers to come in your life, more people to be healthy, and very proud to tell you that we both and few more of my boys and girls are 1% of the population which exercises. So thank you for making us feel very proud that we are in a of population of this country, and may you reach out
Thank
to
you.
last person on this in this country who can be fit and healthy because of apps and Abhimanyu Sable. Thank you very much. Love you so much.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful future for yourself.
Thank you.
Bye,
Pleasure.
Abhimanyu.
Pleasure is mine. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Bye bye. See you. Thank you, guys. See you on Saturday night on Offbeat Inspiration with Master Kishan, the youngest film director from India in the world. Let's move.
I look into the mirror, see myself, I know for me, I need space for my desires, I have to dive into my fantasies. I know as soon as I arrive, everything is possible, because nothing has to hide beyond the invisible.